Oh, yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for Wednesday, the 21st of 2026. We got a lot to talk about today, man. St. Brown had a lot to say. We're going to bring in that clip. He did his podcast today. He told us the dreaded R word. He told us to relax. Said we don't know ball. I felt some type of way. He can't keep running away. Yo. I'm feeling some type of way about that comment, man. Last I heard, St. Brown, you ain't even want to be here, bruh. You ain't even want to be drafted here, man. You telling us to relax. That don't sit well with me. We got no SBs, no Super Bowls. But that's all right, though. 'Cause they can't run away. Hey, they can't run away. I'm feeling some type of way. I'm feeling some type of way. Yo, Spike Kool-Aid in the building, taking you back to 1990-something. Far Side running away. That's what I felt when I heard that today. I felt some type of way. And he was smug about it too, man. He was letting you know. He told us we ain't no ball. He said we talk a lot. I said, you sitting at home, big dog. You in Cabo. What you talking for? That's all right. The whole team got kind of smug. Said Lions fans need a hug. I said we need a Super Bowl. Hey, me too. They can't run away, but I'ma be on their head in the offseason, bro. And I'm telling you, he dropped one pass. I'm on that. I told you I don't use profanity, but if I did, though, that would have been a spot for show. Yeah. Smooth Sounds, Syndicate Sports Detroit. You know, I used to be a DJ in my back in the day. Yeah, I did it with vinyl, though. You had vinyl, you had the turntables, you had to mix by ear. Now they can do it. A computer can do it, man. This was my cut back in the early 90s. We talking about like 1992, bro. Somewhere around there. Them, Daz Effects. That whole crew, man. Don't worry, we'll get started in a minute. But I feel some type of way. At least today is a happy day for all my YouTubers out there. You know what I'm talking about. My bank account was happy. But I can't keep running away. Hey, I almost wanted to run away, bro. And go and hide somewhere, bro. I don't want to talk about this team no more. It takes a lot, man. Shout out to the Far Side. Hey, Raw, this was my cut, bro. Baseline cold, too. Oh, yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid, man, for Wednesday, the 21st of January, 2026. I'm going to give you all an hour today. I got that yesterday, had some paperwork I needed to fill out, and guess what? I ain't even finishing time. But we got some news, man. We got to talk about something we didn't get a chance to talk about. And but you know what, man? I want to focus today's show on the expectations of Lions fans. And it's weird. I was telling my wife, and you know, some people I talked to off the air, how weird it feels this year. The fact that we're at the crib, bro. Like, so for the past 2 years, we've been playing football. So 2 years ago, we were about to play the biggest game of our lifetime. Like, real talk. Last year, we had just got embarrassed by the Washington Commanders. 3 years ago, we had this steam, man, this like excitement that is not here. It is not here, bro. And I think that is why you can feel it in in the air. And it's given me it's given me an avenue to do my thing. And what that is accountability. Before this year, because the Lions were on the rise and then they were winning playoff games and they were doing all this stuff they had never done before, you could not criticize them at all. And now with the debacle that was 2025, it's okay. Now, there are still some Lions fans that hold on and they just won't let go. And a lot of them, it feels like, I know this isn't the case, but it feels like SOL is out there. Now, I've never seen this movie, okay? I've seen a synopsis of it. And I wouldn't recommend, you know, that anybody, if this ain't your cup of tea, don't watch this movie, okay? Because I did not see it. I just kind of saw a little synopsis, you know. And SOL is like the woman in the yard or the Babadook. Like, SOL is always there, bro. And as the Lions start to fail or not reach expectations, SOL is right outside the window. I am convinced that it will never go away. It will never go. Even like a Super Bowl, man, like SOL is part of our DNA. It literally is. It's passed down. It's in our blood, bro. So I'm like, SOL is like the Babadook, the woman in the yard. Turn away, she get closer. Then she closer. Then she right outside your window. You know what I'm saying? Then she in your house. So, spoiler alert, too, if you want to see the movie. I wouldn't recommend watching it, but I ain't see it. I'm just saying. I saw people talking about it. I was like, oh, no. So, that's where we at. That's where we at. And, you know, I'm watching the other teams play football and how the Lions we're not. And we're not. And it's our fault that we're not playing. Whether you want to put it on Dan Campbell, whether you want to put it on Brad Holmes, Sheila, the players, whatever you want to put it on, it's our fault, meaning the teams, that we are not playing football. And, you know, we talked about Ben Johnson briefly and Matthew Stafford and lesser of two evils. And like I said the other day, is if Stafford wins, it's a blemish on the organization. That is a slap in the face on the Detroit Lions organization. Think about this. Matthew Stafford, as a matter of fact, let me shout at everybody in the chat first. We got St. Brown, what up, though? We got Michael. This won't come back on St. Brown, will it? hey, I don't know, man. Let me see. I can look at the numbers. Lions run game is better without him. What up, Frozen? What's good with you, man? Says, and I know he's saying relax. I was just stating the fact, when it fails, and it will, are Lions fans going to bring it back up like they should? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, bro. One thing, the internet does not forget. And Twitter don't forget ever. So he won't, and we'll bring it in. I bookmarked it. What's up, Lori? How you doing? Okay, Sion says, I watched the All 22 film and honestly feel better about the hire. But you know what, Sion, that's cool, bro. And I know I got to catch up. What up, Aaron? What up, everybody? The bottom line is, it doesn't matter who we hire. It could have been Mike McDaniel. It could have been whoever. We need to win a Super Bowl. See, that's where I'm at, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to everybody else in the chat. I don't care anymore. You know what I'm saying? And when I say I don't care, I mean, it doesn't matter. Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Mike McDaniel, Drew Petzing. We trade for Lamar Jackson. I don't care. All I care about is playing in February in the biggest game of the NFL season. However you get there, that's what I expect from you. All this stuff, like look, every single year, I have to like find the strength to keep talking about this team. I'm not even lying. Not that I'm not going to be a fan anymore. I just have to find the strength to keep talking about this team. And I think that a break is loading. Now, we've been doing mad numbers on this channel. We are on the cusp of 6,000, bro. That is a big deal. This channel is growing faster than Lion Syndicate. And I don't know why it is, if it's reaching a different set of people, but we're almost there, man. When I checked this morning, we were 90 away. So I wouldn't be surprised if we hit that by the end of the week. See Kool with the super chat. Says, off subject, have you seen the dumpster fire that's going on in Buffalo? Well, see Kool, I caught a snippet right before I got on the air, and I was actually going to bring that clip in. I didn't have enough context, though. All I know is that, or what I could kind of deduce was basically they blamed Keon Coleman drafting him on Sean McDermott, and that the GM didn't really want to do it, but the coach wanted to do it. So let me know if I'm off or if I can find that information. But I did see a clip where someone stood up and was like, yo, that this dude did it and not this dude. So again, I saw that right before I got on. But if you haven't seen St. Brown's remarks, I will bring him in. What up, Anna? We got Mr. We got Raw Detroit. All slappies are higher. What up, Hoodie? What's good with you? SOL won't ever go away, says Juan. What up, Danny? The passion and excitement was missing this year for me. Yeah, Lori, you know what? You can tell early on. Okay, what did St. Brown say? Don't worry. We'll bring it in. We are going to bring it in for sure. I got it bookmarked. And that's probably what we're going to get right into it, because the stream is named after that, is titled this, basically what he said. So let me pull this in, and then we will go from here. All right, John Lynch just came out and said Brandon Ayuk has definitely played his last snap as a 49er. Really? Really? That is crazy. Okay, let me catch up with the comments, bro, because I'm way, way behind. The owner went all in on Coleman. Really? Bills owner threw everyone under the bus, basically. I said, oh, my God. Hey, I want to see that, bro. I want to see that, bro. Yo, could you imagine if we had that type of accountability, bro? That is crazy. Can't imagine potentially going from McDermott to Dayball and thinking that's an upgrade. Be nice to get McDermott at DC. Yeah. So, if you guys didn't know, Mike McDaniel is now the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Chargers. Good for him. He doesn't have to worry about snow. He just got worried about earthquakes. But you know what? Beautiful in California. He going to be right around the corner from Venice Beach, Santa Monica Beach. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Mike McDaniel, bro. Shout out to Mike McDaniel. Okay, let's get right into it, man. You can call the number, the pinned comment. We'll bring in voicemails after in the next 25 to 30 minutes. We'll do that for the last couple of moments of the show. All right, let me cue this up so you guys can see it. Okay, there we go. All righty then. Watch on YouTube, huh? Okay, let's get into it. Man, oh man, Amon-Ra St. Brown had some words for Detroit Lions fans, saying that we were essentially overreacting. Well, I'm going to let you hear it for yourself. But I found this clip kind of funny. I found it funny. And again, I have to remember that the players, they are the players. We are the fans. They get to leave when it suits them, whether it's the money or they don't want to be here anymore. And we don't have that luxury. And I think that's why fans are so passionate, because we don't have the luxury of finding another team. If you grew up in a part of the state or the country, you're going to have a team that's going to be broadcast in your area. Or you can find a team because of a family member or something like that. Or maybe you see something and it catches your eye, maybe the color of the Lions when you were a child. Maybe you saw a coat. You live in a different state, and somehow you find a piece of Lions merchandise, and you just like the logo, and you become a Lions fan. Whatever reason you're a Lions fan, you are a fan. You are committed to this team, and nothing's going to change that for most of us. I'm going to be honest, man. If you wanted to find a new team, I wouldn't be mad at you. I wouldn't be mad at you. I'm not going to do that. Even if I moved, I would still want to watch the Detroit Lions, and I would have to pay to do that. But I'm probably going to represent them as long as I'm here. But St. Brown said something today, and it was one of the first times that I can remember him directly kind of calling out Detroit Lions fans. And I'm going to let you hear what he had to say. This is from his podcast, the one that he shares with his brother. And he has some choice words, man, about how Lions fans are reacting to the news or the hiring of Drew Petzing. Here's what he had to say.
Bro, I see crazy Lions fans talking crazy. Like, oh, why would we do this? Like, bro, do you guys, like, have no trust in Dan? Like, in the Lions? Like, you think they would just hire a random dude? Like, be for real. Like, you think they don't know what they're doing? They don't do their research. They don't interview. Like, most of you guys don't know really much about anything, about any ball.
Wow. Wow.
And you're tweeting about a coach that was hired that you guys don't like because of XYZ. Like, it's just funny to me to see. Don't get me wrong, I love all Lions fans, but they are so quick to make, judgments about who we hired, who we did this. Like, bro, just relax. Calm down. Like, let the whole thing play out. Like, you guys just let it play out. Just relax. That's all I gotta say. Relax, man. Relax.
All right. So I'm going to say some words, and then I'm going to play this clip again, and I'm going to dissect. It's only 54 seconds, so you won't have to be around that long. But I'm going to dissect some things as to why that this entire statement to me is nearsighted. The fact that St. Brown in this statement is showing you he is out of touch with, he is a player for the team that we're fans of. Okay. Now, the first thing that caught my eye is, you got to be kidding. Do you think that Dan Campbell hired somebody and we don't trust him? I'm like, are you serious? You said that we don't know ball. I don't know why that always has to be something. Like, every time somebody is attacked, fans attack fans, it's you don't know ball. Okay, so what? Drew runs 13 personnel. Okay, all right. Does he win Super Bowls? That's all we care about. We don't care about who the OC is. We care about, is that OC going to bring us a Super Bowl? The same way we care about you as a player bringing us a Super Bowl. The same way we care about Dan Campbell bringing us a Super Bowl. So I thought that he was completely out of touch. And I guess that's what happens when you're not really a fan. You're paid to play. You're paid to perform. Your loyalty is not in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. Let's be real. He didn't even want to get drafted here. If you guys remember, and I'm not trying to like bring up old stuff, but to tell us to relax is to me insulting. To tell us you think Dan Campbell is going to hire a random dude, which he literally did last year. You're going to tell us to relax when Dan Campbell hired Anthony Lynn, he elevated Ben Johnson, he hired John Morton, and then he hired Drew Petzing. I get it. Let's see the results on the field. But that's easy to say when you sitting up in California somewhere with millions of dollars and you actually have other things to do. Not saying Lions fans don't, but this is not his world. He plays here. This is our world. He just lives in it. Right? So let me go back and I want to dissect what he said, piece by piece by piece.
Bro, I see crazy Lions fans talking crazy. Like,
all right, crazy Lions fans talking crazy. So what are we saying? But let me hear what he's saying. So we're crazy Lions fans talking crazy because of what?
Oh, why would we do this? Like, bro, do you guys like have no trust in Dan? Like, in the Lions, like,
Okay, so that first comment right there. Do you have no trust in Dan or the Lions? Dog, you've been here for 5 years. You've been here for 5 years, right? St. Brown there is no history with him. Do we not trust Dan? To me, that was almost one of the dumbest things he could have said. You are coming off the back of a failed OC project, and then you say, do we not trust Dan? Okay? But I think something even more telling happens with his brother's reaction. But I love St. Brown. Like, I really do, man. Always thought he was a little smug. Always thought he was a little arrogant. I think it shines through now. And I told y'all he was a diva. He like a mini diva. He not going to complain if he don't get the ball. He not going to do all that stuff. But I think he got some. If you're a good wide receiver, you have to have some diva in you. You have to have A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams. You got to have some type of diva in you. I just think that this whole 54-second, the second clip is out of pocket. I really, truly do. Because now you just elevated your standard. And you didn't have the best year, right? Dropping passes, all that other stuff. All right, let's continue.
You think they would just hire a random dude? Like, be for real. Like, you think they don't know what they're doing? They don't do their research. They don't interview. Like, most of you guys don't know really much about anything, about any ball.
You know what? And his brother's reaction. Look at his face. Look at Equinemius' face. You know why he's reacting like that? That is the go-to comment whenever you're trying to win an argument, right? You're trying to win an argument about football. It's always you don't know ball. And what I don't understand about this is it doesn't matter. The average fan does not know anything about the inner workings of the game, the rule. So let me get this straight. We don't know anything about ball, right? But yet we have a $20,000 person wait list to help pay. Like, do you know 70% of the revenue goes to the home team? So do we have to know ball to demand a winner? And I think that's what I talk about losing the fan. Where did the fan go? Everybody, only 2% of people who go to college make the NFL, right? That doesn't mean you don't know ball. I could sit here and study 13 personnel and 12 personnel and 11 personnel and A gap and B gap and all. I can study all that. I can learn what you learn. So we don't know ball. We don't have to know ball. That's your job to know ball. You are supposed to win. We know win and losses. That's all we care about. How you get there is your job. So, but his brother's reaction is priceless to me because this here is a shot. He know that he just opened a can. Equinemius know that his brother, and Equinemius, he be hating all the time, but he know he just opened a can right there, and he is on the hook. Like, people, Lions fans, we don't forget, bro. We're not going to forget this.
Wow. Wow.
And you're tweeting about a coach that was hired that you guys don't like because of XYZ. Like,
because of XYZ. What is that XYZ? So if he had something to say, why didn't you say what X, Y, and Z was? It's your podcast. You had all the time. You could have elaborated on what those things are. It's funny to me that Ben Johnson, listen, here's one thing that is true 90% of the time. You get what you pay for, right? What you see is what you get. Y'all remember that song? What you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. Marcus Davenport, ding. Take a shot every time I say it, if that's what you do. Marcus Davenport, we saw exactly what we got, right? What we see is what we get. Now, that doesn't mean that Drew's going to be trash. That's not what that means. That means that when it comes to making the right hires, you have to make the right hires. You have to make the right choice. This guy could be perfect. I hope he is. I hope he is. I don't mind being wrong about, I don't know. It ain't my responsibility to make this hire, right? It's funny how back in the day when Amon St. Brown was like real talk under 10 years old, because see, I'm old enough to remember that. I'm old enough to remember blackouts because we didn't support the product that the Fords were giving us. So I think that he is out of pocket. I do. His brother knows what's coming. He knows that he stuck his foot all the way in his mouth. But that's what you can do when what is Amon St. Brown? the third highest cap hit on the Detroit Lions. And I love this dude. I absolutely adore St. Brown. But I think this whole thing is out of pocket.
It's just funny to me to see. Don't get me wrong, I love all Lions fans, but they are so quick to make, judgments about who we hired, who we did this. Like, bro, just relax.
And there is the word I cannot stand. I hate the word relax. I hate it. When it comes to Lions fans and specifically talking about Detroit Lions, I hate it, bro. Some people have relaxed to death. Amon St. Brown is what, 25? I'm almost twice his age, bro. People have relaxed and been patient to death. I hate telling Lions fans to relax. You've noticed you've never heard me say be patient or relax because you have earned the right. This team has not earned the right for you to be either one of those things. When you don't make the playoffs, what are we relaxing for? See, I bet you know what's funny? Is somebody called this out on a different podcast on last week. It was Bears fans of all people. They were talking about how Amon Ross said, we don't know ball. You know what's funny? They don't know the rules of the NFL. They don't know what they can and cannot do. Like, we would know operations more than they do. He knows how to catch, run routes, and take hits. He don't know so we don't know ball, right? That's funny. You don't know all the rules to the NFL. You don't know, like, small stuff. It was something they said, like, oh, I didn't know you couldn't even do that. It's crazy. And it was in last week's show.
Calm down. Like, let the whole thing play out. Like, you guys just let it play out. Just relax. That's all I gotta say. Relax, man. Relax.
All right, relax. I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna relax for you, Saint. I'm gonna relax for you. And you know what? That means we win in the Super Bowl. That's all that is. He told us to relax, so I'm gonna relax and we gonna win the Super Bowl. Because that's the only time I relax. That's the only time I relax. Super Bowl or nothing. That's it. So, big paydays, big time free agents, all of that stuff. Nope. NFC North titles, blowing 17-point leads at in the biggest game of your life. Okay, I'll relax when we win a Super Bowl. How about that? How about that? So let me know your thoughts, man. Equanimous, he know what's up. He know he done opened the can. Lions fans, we do not forget at all. We will support you, ride or die, 9 times out of 10. But one thing we don't do is forget. So let me know, do you agree with St. Brown or do you not? I do not. My expectations went from here to now they here. They off the screen. They way up there. We going to have the number 1 offense in every statistical category in the NFL. Since he told us to relax, that means that in 2026, the Detroit Lions are winning the Super Bowl in the 2026 season. Next year, book it. Because he told the only NFC team to never go to the Super Bowl to relax. I wonder real talk, Saint don't even know that. I'm almost certain he doesn't know that. You know what people should do? People should, when you become a Detroit Lion, you should have to have a course. The Lions should hire someone to teach a course on the history of the Detroit Lions so that these guys know what they're playing for. Dan Campbell, he put on the back of, remember in Hard Knocks or whatever it was, he had the team read what the Lions had never done or the last time they won this and that. I like that. These guys, if you become a Detroit Lion, you need to take a course. You need to have a 2-hour, 3-hour course, a seminar of the history of this franchise, the mantle that you are and the responsibility that you have to this team. Let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, let me get to the super chats. I know I missed a couple of them. I was upset when I heard it. I was upset, bro. All right. So no, dang. When I popped out the chat, I lost the super chat. That's all right. I can read it. It's stored somewhere else. Shout out to Mike. What up, Mike? With this $10 dono. Said, still have a feeling something is going on behind the scenes. Brad wants to instill his genius no matter what reality is. Like I said before, Derek and Mike new owners of the Detroit Lions. Yeah, if I get like a infinite loan, man. And shout out to Detroit. We got Tony Detroit with the super chat says, been a fan for 36 years, just tired of no hardware. Plus the dude is not a top 10 OC. Well, it says your dude such a hard body check, bro. What you said, dude? Hard? What you talking about? His body? Let me see. J-Mo is true. Wait, how do we start? Okay, let me see. Let me catch up. Hey, Alita, why are you here, bro? Why are you here? You know what, bro? Oh, I almost said something to you. Bro. But don't come in here with that nonsense. Don't come in here to that nonsense because you are on some stuff, bro. I done blocked you about 5 or 6 times. You just got off the block list, bro. So I can send you back. It's all good. This is ridiculous. He never liked the city. Let me see. I like Amon Rob, but he needs to know when to shut up. Exactly. Nobody cares what you like or what. Nobody's Super Bowl crying but you. Let me see. The offense might be better. The O-line is actually good. He never liked the city. Dude, he signed an extension. What are you talking about? What up, Derek? I look forward to your show. Hey, Rob, thank you. J-Mo not taking a back seat to A.J. Brown. Wait, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Yes, Reg, he is the one that said that. What's up, Midwest says, to be honest, the biggest thing for me is just staying healthy. We need to make changes with our training staff. So, you know what the biggest thing to me is? Winning a Super Bowl. That's where I'm at, y'all. I'm there. I'm like, yo, why do I even do this? You know what I'm saying? Like every year. And I was talking to my wife and I was like, why is this year so different? Why does this year feel? And then I started to go through the list. I said, okay, we don't, hold on. I got to say something. Let me scroll back up. Cause okay. So Attila, the Hun, I don't even know what that means. Says, so glad St. Brown checked the fan base. These basement general managers all around thinking they have the knowledge. Bro, this is what I have to, I cannot stand this dude right here, cannot stand him. All he does is go around and talk junk. Okay? You are a mess. The basement general managers, we ain't won nothing. We haven't won anything, bro. Please give me a reason to put you back on it. Basement general managers. You know what? I cannot stand that, bro. I hope that you live to see a Super Bowl. You, me, and everybody in here. It's ridiculous to me. Y'all just sit. So, hey, eating your soup or whatever it is. I'll just wait as long as possible. Ugh, and you out of here, bro. I cannot stand this fan base. I cannot stand this fan base, bro. It's so sickening. It is so sickening. You probably don't even go to games. You sitting wherever you sitting and don't pay no, you don't go nowhere. You just sitting. I'm so sick of this fan base, bro. I'm so tired of people trying to rationalize this hire. Nothing matters but a Super Bowl, period. All you do is talk junk wherever you go. And look, he ain't said nothing else. Basement general managers. I be right, bro. Put some respect on my name and everybody else. Be killing me because we don't get paid to put this team together? Well, how can we right? That means everything we say should be wrong. Yes, I'm going on. I cannot stand. He always in my comments. He always talking junk. He stays on the block list. And yes, you getting your 15 minutes today. I cannot stand. This guy talks too much. You know what's funny? I still ain't got no cease and desist because I ain't ceased nothing. It ain't no reason to. This is ridiculous. Basement, y'all, so what? Because Sheila don't pay me? Y'all better be glad she don't pay me, bro. I'm so sick. I am sick to y'all. This is a crash out. I am sick of this fan base. I'm tired. That's what y'all want, bro. I promise you today, the Lions will never, ever ask me to do anything. They will never do that. Ever. They don't want my type of fan. They want a person who drives 7 hours one way to go to the games. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Every single Sunday, that's what they want. They don't want me. I am this close to canceling my season tickets, bro. Honestly, if she did pay you, we wouldn't have been at least to 2 Super Bowls by now. Okay, Grit, you sick of the fans like Amon Ra? No, I'm not. No, he not sick of them. He living his life somewhere with millions of dollars. I am sick of us getting criticized because we criticize the team. And that big-headed fool in the comment section, we ain't won nothing, bro. And then he sure don't give me, all he does, the reason I'm going off on him, I swear to you, man, I have blocked this guy time and time and time again. I block him and I clear my block list twice a year. It's when the season ends and when it begins. And he says the same thing all the time. Bro, I'm crashing out on everybody, creators, commenters, it doesn't matter. Because you're gonna give me my doggone respect, bro. That's what you're gonna do. You don't talk about nothing when I hit on Marcus Davenport. You don't talk about that. Basement general managers. You know, it'd be funny if the Lions were like the Packers. They owned by the people. All of this talk that people are doing, and people are dying Super Bowlers. Shout out to Rufus with the super chat. Says, the only sports fan base in Detroit that can't relax are the Lions. I've witnessed every other fan base win a chip except the Lions. Don't relax, big dog. Bro, I will relax when I'm dead. I will relax when I am no longer breathing. And I'm talking about period. I'm always moving, and I'm always wanting this team to get better. And y'all got some nerve, man. Start your own doggone YouTube channel and talk about the Lions. Do that. You don't got nobody out here speaking truth. Everybody is a slappy, bro. Oh, I've watched the tape, and this is no disrespect to y'all at all. If you took time out to watch a game and you're like, well, hey, I feel better about this hire, that's great. But I can't believe, your initial reaction was warranted. If you think you overreacted, fine. If you think you didn't, fine. But you slept on it. You watched a few games, or you watched them all 22. You watched an hour of it, and he's the right fit. How? How is he the right fit from an hour of all 22? Because he run 13 personnel. He's the right fit? Come on, man. There's no pushback at all. I kid you not, man. Sometimes I'm like, why do I even do this? I don't give y'all what you want. That's it. He really, if it was anybody, if he was anybody else that made that comment, I wouldn't have said no. This guy has been a thorn in my side for years, and he keep coming back. Just stay gone. I'm the one that get criticized when we ain't won nothing. Everybody crashing out is valid. Okay, what St. Brown talking about was we got to move on, though. What's done is done. We got to see what the guy going to do. You know what, though? Trees, I get that, man. I get that. Acid Reflux, appreciate the super chat. I get that. I get that, bro. But, okay. So we're having a conversation about Lions fans and the new OC hire. And we already went over what St. Brown said. And he told Lions fans to relax. Let's see how it plays out, which I think is ridiculous. Nobody wants to be real anymore. He was just saying on last week's podcast that he wished Brad signed some free agents, some straight free agents, some free agents that's going to make a difference. He said, you and me both. See, I told you, man, we don't forget. But we want to see how this thing plays out, right? We want to see how this. Let me see. You don't like that somebody did watch film and did Lions Wire, Lions 365. You did an hour, bro? You watched an hour of film. Let's say the Lions watch an hour of film. You want them to hire that guy? Y'all be killing me with this junk, bro. I'm not talking about you. But you watched an hour. Oh, hold on. Let me hold on. Oh, wow. Okay. You know what? He He ran this play. I like that play. I like this play over here. I like, oh, he did an in around. He runs 13 personnel. Yes, he's the guy. Come on, dog. Come on, man. It's called, y'all did light research. You did light research, not you as in Lions fans. You do light research. Oh, wow. Yeah. Bro, I even saw you after you went to bed and you woke up and you was feeling better. Did you study all night? Did you stay up all night and watch every single Cardinals game that this man called? That's crazy. That's crazy. We don't even know what they know. This is crazy. Look, Ben Johnson was coveted for a reason, and he lived up to that. We went, look, I don't understand, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't understand Lions fans. We just settle. Here's a bag of boo-boo. Here you go. Take this. Well, wait a minute. That looks like a turd, buddy. I think, is that Marcus Davenport right there? No, that's not Marcus Davenport. No, he just resembles Marcus Davenport. Oh, but that looks like, okay. I don't know, buddy. That looks like a turd to me there. I don't know. Oh, man, that's a turd. It's crazy. This is crazy. Why are we like this? Shout out to Dan, Acid Reflux with the super chat. I think Dan wants control the OC, and he couldn't do that with the bigger names and OC candidates. That's a good point. Remember Dan said, oh, I don't want a guy that's going to leave next year, and I don't. Dog, you about to be gone too. You can't be worried about what's happening. Like, you have to bring a Super Bowl to Detroit. This is crazy to me. We are just so easily pleased. So easily. The Lions can give us food on a garbage can lid and is this medium rare? This is just the way I like it. Maggots all around it, and we just eat it up. Wait and see. This is crazy, bro. Our fan base is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Football is 5 months long. Your season, we just left a season where an 0-2 team and an 0-3 team made the playoffs, which is unheard of. It's unheard of. And we're like, well, we'll just wait. Yeah, because I've got all the time in the world. I don't know about you. It's only January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. And then when September gets here, somebody said it the best in the comment section. They said, I wished away my entire summer and spring for this. That is 100% facts. Because we're in training camp in August. We're in OTAs in June. We're talking football right now, and we're not even playing. And in 1 month, our season can be over. Or if you're the Lions, you blow it on Christmas Day. It's ridiculous, bro. 12, 13 personnel, Tesla production goes way down. Thank you for the super chat. Well, that's the guy we got. So we got 3 tight ends. Who's going to be our 1 wide receiver? J-Mo, St. Brown, Tesla. Okay, cool. It's funny because when I started this, we were losing. We had Matt Patricia. We had just fired Jim Caldwell, and we were losing. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, when you did a video about the Lions winning, it was worse. Now, YouTube was different, but those videos got no views. You know why? Because people didn't care. They weren't convinced that this team was the real deal. We get a guy, and look, we get a guy who gets hired, and he says all the right things. Dan Campbell. And in the way up, we're going to take a big chunk out of you, and we're going to be the last one standing. We're like, that's our dude. Yes, he understands us. And it didn't help or didn't hurt that he played for us and played for the 0-16. He was on IR, but he was here. But I was right there. Oh, he gets us. He understands us. I'm right here. We're going on to year 6, and we might have to move on from both of them guys. That is a fact. That's a fact. No, we won't know until February next year. But for me, the only measuring stick is Super Bowl Sunday. That's it. That is it. I don't know where you are. And when I say you, I mean you as a Lions fan. Where are you as a Lions fan? What is your measuring stick? I had somebody on Twitter yesterday say winning a division. I'm like, we've already done that twice. Like, the bar is just so low. It's so low. When Johnny Morton came on board, St. Brown said it didn't matter who they hired because players make plays. We see how that worked out. Putting faith in this team with knowingly knowing that Goof is our QB. Okay, there you go. All right, cool. There you go. Stop watching. We need an O-line and safety. Tell you one thing, 3 OCs in 3 years is not the way to get the best version of JG. Goff, the only guy aside from Avante who's been to a Super Bowl. D, you haven't overreacted yet, just to let you know. Because after Dan and Brad, we still have to be here. The Lions owe us a Super Bowl. You know what, man? I don't think any reaction is an overreaction. If you love this guy, fine. Fine. If you hate the dude, fine. It is their responsibility. It is their responsibility to do their job, which is bring us a Super Bowl. There's nothing else. This fan base to me, man, we just will settle. We pack Ford Field for a bobblehead to sit on our desk, right? I couldn't imagine you at the last game of the season and you got, what's his name? Warren, the running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, just boop, Kenneth Gainwell, boop. You just sitting there, all the air sucked out of the stadium. They had more success versus the Packers with Jacoby Brissett at QB. Okay. All right. Jacoby Brissett, he always been a decent backup to me. Look, it doesn't matter, bro. I don't care. We can be the number one offense in every statistical category. I do not care. All I care about is Super Bowl Sunday. That's it. Lions management looked like fools last year. The O-line better be addressed in free agency. All right. So here we go. Let's talk about that. So I heard, as you guys know, John Harbaugh is the New York Giants head coach. Dang, we don't win overtime, bro. Let me get this out, and then we'll see if anybody called the line. John Harbaugh is the new Giants coach. You know what? I need a break. I need to take a break. I need to detox and detach from this team. I caught myself doing that. Man. That's why I haven't been putting no content on Lion Syndicate, because but I still want to give y'all this content over here and have these conversations with you. I need to take a break. I need to take a break from this team. I need to take a break from this fan base. I need to take a break. Because this year brought the ugly out in everybody. It really did. It brought the ugly out. Okay, so real quick, Tyler Linderbaum will potentially be a Giant. Like, the Giants allegedly, reportedly are pursuing him. And Brad's not going to pay him. So, you know what, y'all? I'm exhausted. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. You know what I'm tired of more than anything is the fight. Is fighting with people who are just like me. I'm tired of fighting and, fighting for people I don't know and they don't know me. Like I'm getting to the point that I'm getting worn out. I'm getting worn out, man, because I'm like, yo, is it worth it? Is this fight worth it? Shout out to Sion with the super chat. Says, never said I was happy with the all-22. I said I feel better because he's not a complete idiot. It looked like he knows what he's doing. I feel you, bro, and I get that. I get that. That wasn't directed towards you. For me, I don't want not an idiot. I want the best. That's what I want in everything. I want the best. And I understand you're not going to get the best in everything. Not everybody on your team is going to be the best at their position. But I'm just tired. I'm tired of We're going to look all past, like the reason I brought up Ben Johnson, okay, lived up to all the hype that was following him as a head coach. Ben Johnson did that. He lived right up to it. That's not what we do. And it's gotten us where we are, both good and bad. That's where I'm at. The Lions do everything what they feel is best. If that does not equal a Super Bowl, I have a problem with that. And it's very hard for me to believe or have the trust in this team. To me, this team is becoming the team that cried wolf. I mean, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. This team is the team that cried wolf. You just keep talking about the same thing. I swear on everything. If Marcus Davenport is on this team, that might be the end. I might have to take a break. If we re-sign Marcus Davenport, I might have to take a break. Like, because I don't know about y'all. And that's why I said this is therapy, because I don't know about y'all. Nothing that this team does is good enough for me if it doesn't lead to a Super Bowl. So if you do something I don't like, I don't agree with, and then you don't win a Super Bowl, every move that they make should be, there's nothing else for me. There's nothing. It ain't about the journey. It ain't about the experience. It's about winning a Super Bowl. And I'm starting to think, Derek, why do you care so much? I will never do this channel or Lion Syndicate for money. And that's why I've been making no videos. I have no desire at all. Like, this ain't about my man's Drew. This is about, are we going to do something different? You use the word evolve. You, Sheila, Brad, they all use the word evolve. Is Drew evolving? In free agency, are we going to evolve? Or are we just going to sit there and do what we've been doing? Because Brad and Dan were right. How they built this team got us to where we are, both the good and the bad. Can we be owned by someone that isn't scamming for it? Reggie said, so why are we scared to be in a great place and push in all our chips? We trade for Tesla, yet we don't really use him when he rarely drops passes, rarely use J-Mo, and it's crime not to use D-Mo. Easy Does It says, I'm not relying on our 30th pass protection from last year. What up, Chosen? Yeah, man, I can't take that away from him. I can't. He lived up to, he was coveted for 3 years. He was, Ben Johnson is the, he came out and he said, okay, I'm going to live up to all the hype. And you know what we do? Lions are like this. They like, it's a row of people. It's rows of people. Rows. And everybody, the hot name, everything, free agents, all of that, they in the front row. The most coveted up top. And you got the second row. You got the third row. You got the fourth, fifth, sixth. Here's the Lions. This is Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. This is them. They sit there and they looking and you like, so it's all just, these are all game wreckers, game changers. We gonna look. When Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes look for players, they got to do this. You see what I'm doing? Can you see what I'm doing? I'm squinting because they can't see. And then you know what Dan does? He does this. He has to, let me put on my glasses. Oh, we want that. Nope, move over. Not you. Move over. Go. Nope, not you to the second. All the way in the back. You in the back there. Marcus Davenport. Come on, buddy. Come on. You fit. Come on. Come on, man. You're about to, hey, Marcus Davenport, you want to be a Detroit Lion? Here's what they do at the trade deadline. That's why I said the team that cried wolf. Oh, we tried. We tried to do this. We tried to do that. It takes two. We tried all of this in free agency. Oh, scoot over. Where you at? Yeah, you against the wall. That's who I want on my team. Come on, man. You've got what it takes. You've got grit. Grit. No amount of talent is going to get you on the Detroit Lions. It's talent. The first row is talent. Money. Right? That's what, and we don't do that. We part everybody. We'll take everybody on the back row. We want everybody. And can I get that on the discount? I got a coupon too. I got a coupon. Buy one, get one free. Let me get Marcus Davenport and give me DPJ for free. That's what we do, bro. Anybody decent, we don't do nothing. Nobody can explain to me why we cut Zadarius Smith. And then you know what happened? Brad Holmes got a get out of jail free card. I cannot believe. Well, Brad Holmes, he saw that he was going to retire. I knew it. I knew this man was a genius because he's got a bald head. So he must be a genius. I can't believe the stuff that y'all was saying. Oh, you know what? Hey, dog, Brad Holmes knew he the GOAT. He the GOAT. He knew. He foretold with a crystal ball that what's his name? Zadarius Smith was going to retire. He knew it. Rubbing his head. Oh, tell me if Marcus, if I'm going to retire. Oh, come on, man. This junk is crazy. We blame Brad for Marcus Davenport, but Dan is the only person with connections to him. Who makes the decisions, Live? Who makes the decisions, bro? I mean, we got to know this how hierarchy work, right? We got to know this. The hierarchy is the general manager. It's literally the hierarchy. Unless the coach is the general manager, that's the hierarchy. Z Smith would have played the whole season if he was here. The organization is not a culture fit. They are cheap. Detroit is not a cheap city. We spend money. Going into the season with two rookies and Graham on the O-line was suicide. Lori says Brad Holmes did not know Zadarius Smith was screwed over by Brad. I am still upset about that. He retired since I believe he really wanted to stay in Detroit. I believe that too. When will the Lions get a top 5 defense with this number 1 offense? Hey, Trees, that's up to your general manager. Okay, why are we talking about J-Mo? What is happening? Is there something that I missed? Is there a reason that Jameson Williams is in this? Like, what happened? Hey, Derek, question. Was Goff's team with the Rams he took to the Super Bowl better than any of the Lions teams he's been on? You know what, bro? Off the top of my head, I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. You've got the thing about the Rams is I want to say that it was their defense. As a matter of fact, let me go look, because if you think about offense, okay, so you had Robert Woods, you had Brandon Cooks, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't Gurley the running back during that Super Bowl run? So on offense, I don't know, but I think their defense was where it was much better than ours. They had the number 1 defense. Let me see. I made a comment you missed a while ago. Okay, Steve, what is that comment? What was Steve? What is Steve? What was Steve talking about? Yes. Yep, they had Cooper Kupp. He was there. Me too, especially considering from what said, watch what we say. I still believe. These crappy bunch formations are trash for playmaking. Man, that was like 25 minutes ago. Okay, so what was like the gist about Jameson Williams? That he won't be here? All right, so let me look. So that was the Rams went to the Super Bowl in the 20. Oh, by the way, I'm going to tell everybody in the chat right now, if Attila or Alita, the Hun or whatever, if they come back and they come in my comment section with some nonsense, they're instant. This time, I will not unblock this guy. I will not unblock. I'm all for clapping back. The voice respond feature is absolutely the best feature. I'm not a typer. I am a talker. and I will talk. They only give you 30 seconds. I love this feature. It takes forever to do, but I love it. I love it. If he comes back in this and he on the same stuff, I am roasting him. He will never comment on this channel. I promise you that. Not on that account. That man sickens me. He gets on my nerve 100%. Every time he comments, it's the same snazzy remark. Why do you watch the channel, bro? Why do you do that? It is a privilege to comment on anyone's YouTube channel. I want y'all to remember that. Not just me, anybody's. They hit one button, you are gone forever until they feel like you're not under your account. This is not a threat. I'm not better than anybody else. It is a privilege, just like it's a privilege that you watch me. It is also a privilege to comment on anyone's YouTube channel. So I'm not saying, don't speak your mind and say your piece, but you got to consider that when you leave comments. And that dude right there, me and him have a history. And this year, I'm almost 50 years old, bro. And I am losing my patience. I am almost 50 years old, bro. I don't have time for nothing at all. So, and this has given me the opportunity to say what needs to be said. This is a crack in the Detroit Lions armor that's always been there, but it was protected by some Flex Seal. And now it's exposed. And you better believe I'm ripping it off. Because Lions fans, they try to cope with everything. Everything is a cope for them. We don't know if this dude is going to be good or great or sucked. That's the point. Why don't we take our chance on a known established guy in any facet? We don't do that. We go get like C, D tier actors. We making movies for Tubi. That's what we get, actors that's on Tubi. We trying to make a Tubi team, bro. Crazy. Patriots about to go. They playing for the Super Bowl. 2 second-year quarterbacks. We got a 10-year vet, a running back that we're talking about cutting for what? He's on the team, bro. And Lions fans trying to rationalize. Hey, well, you know what? All of a sudden, you know what? This is why I'm tired. I'm just tired. I'm tired, bro. All of a sudden, David Montgomery is 28. Oh, he's making too much money. Nobody wants to pay that type of money for an aging running back. Nobody wants to do that. But during the season, you was crying about him not playing. But all of a sudden, your general manager wants to cut him or talks about him not being here, and now he's expendable. Amazing to me, bro. It's amazing to me. But nobody pushes back. It's crazy. Hey, hey, look, the Ball Brothers on Tubi. I looked at Tubi. I was like, how'd you get on Tubi? Because I was like, yo, can Lion Syndicate get on Tubi? Hey, look, Fox owns Tubi. I'm not mad at Tubi, bro. Tony Baker and Kev on Stage was on Tubi, bro. They special on Tubi. Hey, the Shula King, he on Tubi. Your boy tried it. I didn't try, but he was like, you gotta like send your professional. Look, I'm gonna tell you what. I thought about this last night. I was like, I don't know if y'all have, also, look, I don't know if you guys have Netflix, but on Netflix, they got sports shows on Netflix. I'm like, I was watching something and like Believe in Network popped up and I'm like, they trash. How are they on? So I'm like, yo, I'm like, how I get on one of them? Like the closest I got was them reaching out to me and they wanted me to promote gambling and I didn't do it. So they didn't move on with me. So, but I'm like, how your boy get on? So look, Tubi is owned by Fox, bro. Hey, listen, your boy, if Tubi let me on, I'm on Tubi, bro. Oh man. So look, y'all. Here's all I'm saying. Here's all I'm saying. Is we shouldn't be sitting here. We shouldn't be sitting. It is January 21st. We should be talking about the NFC Championship game. Like, And so I think because of the letdown of 2025, that 2026 must be a success. It must be. Hey, wait, Studios, you do what, bro? Hey, okay. Hey, Easy does it. They are on some stuff. They starting to do some stuff, bro. They really are. I mean, you could upload your videos as episodes 1 through 6. hey, so I look. I looked into Tubi, and I was like, how do you get on Tubi? And so it was like you have to submit like a short, like a video of what you like, but it kind of was more cinematic than anything else. So I was like, but I was like, yo, man, who do I got winning the bowl out of the 4 runners? I'm gonna tell you, bro, I am. 2 things I must confess. I don't think I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. I didn't watch it last year. I did not watch a snap of the Super Bowl last year. And I don't think I'm going to watch it this year. I don't think I'm going to do it. Okay. I got to take the Patriots because of Bo Nix's injury to get there. I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks to beat the Rams. I think the Seahawks win. I think the Seahawks win the Super Bowl. That's what I'm taking. Defense is crazy. If Stafford get another one, that'd be great. That'd be great. What are my top 3 positions for the draft? Hey, Studios, I cannot tell you until free agency because free agency to me will dictate what they do. My top picks, see, it depends. Do we get, okay, Frank Ragnall's probably not coming back, right? So do we get Linderbaum? Okay. Does Taylor Decker retire? Right? My edge rusher thing, forget about it. Notice I have not talked about it. I haven't said nothing because it's a pipe dream. It's a pipe dream, bro. I'm sitting here dreaming about edge rushers. It's a pipe dream. I know that. So I don't know. I'm probably going to dip into Super Bowl. Want to see Bad Bunny. I'll be at the Super Bowl party trying to talk to a fine thing, so I won't be watching the guest. Steve, you stupid, bro. Just tell her you a Lions fan. She gonna be like, get out of my face. You come up to somebody. Hey there, little lady. Or you could do like Mr. T. You can do like, hey, woman. Hey, woman. Hey, try to Rocky 3 approach. See how far that gets you. Hey, woman. Hey, woman. And then when she turn around, you be like, hey, want a pretty lady like you. Oh, man, you about to get us canceled. You don't need no more rookies on the offensive line. We need veterans. It's crazy after all these years still saying we need an edge rusher. Corey, we do. I hope Bad Bunny does not get pulled off the stage and get deported. Ooh, is it bad? I don't know who he is. I have no idea who Bad Bunny is. No clue. If we get Frank to commit to just one more year, that would be helpful. Yeah, it would be. Big Black with the super chat says, I wish I could hibernate until the free agency period starts. Bro, you and me both. You and me both. You know what? Here's what I would do. I would do this one time in my life, right? So if you could go into a chamber and you could set it like on Aliens or something, you can go into a chamber and you wake up and it's like preseason. You know what I'm saying? And everything still goes on around you, but you have a way that your bills are paid or whatever, and you be like, hey, listen. But could you even do that, right? Would you do that? Would you go into some chamber and you can only do it one time though? You had one use of this chamber as far as the NFL, and you can only do it for one season. And ain't it crazy? We had one of the best O-lines 2 years ago, and now we in shambles. I'm gonna Rob put more pressure on Dan and Brad this year with his comments. Hey, Big Back. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He also put pressure on himself too. No more sausages, Mom. You can't be dropping them sausages, bro. No pause needed. I'm 46 years old. We don't say pause at 46. We just keep it moving. Ain't no pause up in here, man. Pausing. Who pauses, bro? We gonna draft the tight end. So what? Look, a couple streams ago, somebody was talking about T.J. Hockenson that we about to trade. We about to get him back because he about to be a free agent, right? Forget tackle. We have the rare opportunity to get an edge that fit like Superman size. Who do y'all want? Brad doesn't even have a full year. I'm giving him until midseason. As long as Brad brings back Rock and Avonte Maddox, being one half away from a Super Bowl is just getting more and more painful. Andy, yeah, it is. Hey, bro, Bad Bunny is Puerto Rican and USA territory, so he's not deportable. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't even know who that is. You know who I thought it was? You know, hey, this is no cap. You know who I thought, when they say Bad Bunny, you know who I thought it was? I thought it was Catch Me Outside. How about that? I thought Bad Bunny was the Catch Me Outside girl. The Catch Me Outside. Ain't her name Bad something? Y'all know the Catch Me Outside girl. No, serious. I'm not even lying, man. I don't know. I didn't know who this was. Oh, that's Bad Barbie. I didn't know that. I did not know that, bro. I mean, of course, after I saw who it was, I knew. But I didn't know who it was. I had no idea. So look, y'all. Hey, ain't she though? Ain't that crazy? I was like, dog, where's my? How come I can't do that? Oh, you said Bad Baby? Let me see. He's the most listened to. Bro, I don't know. Yeah, I don't listen to, you know how I even find new songs? So look, I am old, bro. I am old. This is how I find new songs. I'm in a Target or something, and I hear something on the radio, and I Shazam it. And I'm like, oh, I like that. I like whatever they're playing, and I'll Shazam it, man. That's what I do. I don't listen. I don't even know, or my wife will play something. I'll be like, oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, Bad Baby. Dang, bro. Wow. Let me see. That is talking bad about golf. Meanwhile, he's banging out at Sports Illustrated. Oh, what? I want to draft the DE Bane. Anyway, look, let me get off here before we get canceled, bro. We gonna get canceled. But shout out to Bad Bunny. I had no idea. Shout out to I don't plan on watching the Super Bowl at all. Maybe if Stafford is in it, so I can see if he wins. So then I can, bring that back to Detroit. But look, y'all, it's like, oh, most listened to Spanish artists. Oh, well, that would explain it because I don't speak Espanol. Okay. All right. So look, let me know what you think, man. You know what? I am going to need to start taking vacations. I do have I'm not going anywhere, but I do have a vacation plan for June when after OTAs is done. I'm going ghost. I'm going dark. Unless the Lions trade for Myles Garrett, the plan is to shut the heck down. I'll leave y'all with this. A couple years ago, my Denver Bronco, the guy who runs Denver Bronco Syndicate, he's doing very well. So he's pushing he'll be to 10K very soon. And if his team wins a Super Bowl, he'll be there even faster. So he's at 8,200 and he does his thing. He started the channel from zero. And there was so we have a Colts, Dolphins, we have Steelers, we've got Broncos, we have the Vikings. And when it was a few years ago, he was having a real tough time. The channel was just, and it was in the midst of the Denver Broncos going through a tough time. This is Nathaniel Hackett. This is Broncos Country Let's Ride. all of those things. And it was a real dark time, like, for the channel, right? And he kept fighting, he kept making content. I mean, it was subs wasn't moving, views wasn't viewing. And then Nathaniel Hackett gets fired. They bring in Sean Payton. Okay. Broncos Country Let's Ride was now no longer on the team. They cut him. They take Bo Nix. After that, his channel took off. It took off. And it reminded me of mine 4 years ago when I started this channel, and it was slow. Yeah, the landscape was different. A lot of channels that are around now were not around. And it was the Stafford connection to Detroit as he was going on the Super Bowl run that lined up perfectly with me starting the channel. And we go up from there. But the excitement in Detroit was starting to build because I started this channel during our 3-13-1 season. When I started the channel, we hadn't won a game yet. I'm bringing up the past because I feel like that's where we are now. I feel like for the first time, and I've said, I'm on record saying this, I feel like for the first time in this regime, we feel hopeless. I feel like I feel like when I say hopeless, I mean hopeless. Because in the 5 years that we've been doing this, this is the first time to me this team feels like it doesn't have direction. Like you're already feeling next year is going to be underwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, yo, I need a break because I'm getting angry up talking about this team. I'm getting angry with people on Twitter because of their mentality. I have a strong belief that if you want the Lions to lose for a better draft pick, you cannot be mad when they lose during the season. I've always hated that mentality. And I think it's despicable for Detroiters. I do. We are not quitters. We don't quit anything. We don't. So to say that you are upset that the team won a game so that because you lost 5 draft positions, to me is pathetic. It really is. When has that gotten you anywhere? The Raiders, they probably take Mendoza. They not going to be good. Right? When back in 2021, we lose the first round pick on the last game, the first overall pick on the last game of the season. I was sick. I was like, dang, man, we just missed out on Hutch. But I was happy we won the game. Losing sucks, bro. I would rather miss picks and be a winner, especially our team. We don't have, at this point, we didn't have division titles. We didn't have 4 field playoff games. We didn't have a playoff win in 30 years. And we still talking about losing to get a better draft pick. Like this one person or 6 or 7 people that are 2 or 3 spots up going to change our entire team. What matters is making the right pick at the right player at the right pick. Broderick Martin was not that guy, right? So that's a fact. So it doesn't matter if you're wherever you pick the best player. The draft is like that for a reason, so you can get the better players. But for me, man, I'm like, I know what I want. I don't know what y'all want. Do you want to just be good? Are you happy your name was in lights? Are you happy that people were talking about you? Are you talking? Have y'all noticed that nobody's talking about us anymore? Have you noticed that? Nobody's talking about the Lions. Nobody's going to be talking about us this year. And some of y'all going to be like, that's a good thing. Is it though? Nobody was talking. They said we weren't going to make the playoffs. We didn't. And now nobody's talking about the Detroit Lions. Just like that, we are back in the basement. I don't know what the fan base wants. Do you want to go on the journey? Because I'm convinced. I'm convinced that Lions fans just enjoy being Lions fans. I truly believe that, man. You just enjoy being a Lions fan. You don't enjoy winning at all. You enjoy being a Lions fan. Everything about it. You enjoy spending your money. You enjoy buying tickets to the stadium. You enjoy buying Vizzies that you can buy out the store for what one cost at Ford Field. You enjoy $150 parking to tailgate. That's what you enjoy. You don't enjoy winning Super Bowls. Because to me, if you did, this team, you would be much more demanding of this team. You would not let what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell do get away with. Nobody knows if Drew Petzing is the guy. What we know is Johnny Morton was not. What we know is Anthony Lynn was not. What we know is Dan Campbell is really 0-2 in outside organization hires at OC. So Drew, statistically, is shaping up to fail. What we know is that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have 2 years left on their deal. This is not the time to be experimenting. You are in nearing desperation mode at this point. Until Sheila comes out and extends you, you are in desperation territory. What do you want as a Lions fan? Do you want to win Super Bowls or do you want to win games? I'm not going to write them off. Defense is worldly. When the Bears lost, I felt like we won a Super Bowl this year. Bro, Steve, that's real talk. That's real talk. You know how we being teased about, this was our Super. That's real talk. That is real talk, bro. So, man, I have to look, my pop off on Alita, that is deep. Okay, that ain't nothing. That was my breaking point because that dude has been a nuisance. I don't understand why, if you don't like somebody, you watch their content and then you comment. Just shut your mouth. Go watch anybody else. You literally could be anywhere else. Yes. So that was not something that's going to happen all the time. That was bubbling up and it came out. This guy, I literally just took him off the block list. I literally just took him out. When the season ended, I cleared my block list. The fact that we own them and the way the Rams won is very Lion-esque. Lions Live 365 says, that scares me. If we don't have an extension for them this year, don't want a rerun of Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn, the Jeff Okudah decision. Bro, I was actually thinking about that as I was talking. Another desperation moment was trading for Everson Griffin. Y'all remember that? We traded for Everson Griffin in their last year. The Lions were desperate. They were desperate. And you have that is 100% fact, bro. I've been thinking about that as well. How, and I think that's what I'm trying to get across, Lions. It's like, I get it. You have people who are patient, relaxed, enjoy the ride. I have never been that guy. I will never be that guy. My stuff is, okay, to me, I was enjoying the ride in 2022 and 2023. I was enjoying the ride. And now I want a title. For me right now, get us to a Super Bowl. If you get there and you lose, I would be devastated, but I can't be mad. I can't be mad. You just broke like the promised land. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're celebrating a division title like it was a Super Bowl because it had been, there was a graphic of, since the realignment, a graphic of division winners. And until 2023, the Lions were I'm not even kidding. It was a little asterisk at the bottom of the page that said, it was asterisk and it said, it had the Lions logo and said, has not won or never won or something. And we might have been the only team since the realignment. I don't know. I have to go fact check that, to not win their division until 2023. So it's not, I'll just conclude by saying this. and we'll be on, tomorrow's Thursday, so tomorrow's Lion Syndicate, so we'll be back here Friday, is when you see stuff that needs to be done, like, okay, Lions got he's going to hold Dan Campbell accountable for things. I'm going to hold Brad Holmes accountable. He's going to talk about scheme. I'm going to talk about personnel, that type of thing. And when you see stuff, and for the basement general manager comments and all that, okay, it's not even about that. If you see something is a bad move, and why does your general manager not see that, right? Like, there's nobody who thought Marcus Davenport was going to turn out. There's nobody that can say that Brad Holmes doesn't draft and trade or sign injured players in free agency. For a while, we said Brad was cheap. And then 2024 came, and it was like, oh, no, he ain't. He just is selectively cheap. So, okay, he's not cheap anymore. But he'll go to, I don't know, Bloomingdale's or whatever for this, for what he really want. And for the throwaway stuff, he go to the dollar store, right? So I'm just like, when you see that a decision is bad in the offseason, you knew what you were going to get, right? So did anybody have any expectations from Levi this year? If the Lions were to re-sign Josh Pascal, would you have any real expectations? Probably not. Josh Pascal seemed like a solid dude, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is out half the season or he is out a third of the season. The stuff he battles in real life. If you shop at the dollar store, you get dollar store products. Five Below a little bit better. You might find some diamonds in the rough at Five Below. I bought Avengers Endgame in the $5 bin. Now, granted, it was like 2023. You know what I'm saying? It was years later, but I was like, ooh. I used to collect Skylanders. Though, if you got kids, you know. I used to get Skylanders, and I would go to Five Below. Five Below had a shelf full of Skylanders, and most of the time they were ones we already had, but every so often me and my son would get one. And I got over 150 Skylanders. I was actually thinking about completing the collection in the off season, like, going on this adventure to complete the selection. But you find some diamonds in the rough at places. But it's time to properly build this team. Like, the core, fine. It's time to build around it. So, no idea about who or what he needs to facilitate. Anything else? Hayden People, Micah out till late November, torn ACL. Levi last year was actually really good. I'm just amazed we signed him with a whole knee injury. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Lots of investment for Skylanders. Yeah, bro. I saw one. It was one. I had to look through my bin. And I know y'all like, what the heck is he talking about? Yo, no, I know what you meant. You meant when he was actually playing. So I started, and I'll wrap up the show. I started collecting. My son came home with Trap Team, and it was the third iteration. No, wait a minute. It was the fourth. So you had Skylanders, you had Spyro's Adventure, Giants, Swap Force, and then Trap Team. So he comes home with the Trap Team, and he's like, Dad, you got to see this. So at the time, he's like 4. So we're talking about 2014, and I am just hooked. He brings home this portal. We put the toy on a portal. The toy is in the game. I'm like, oh, this is cool. So at this point, I go to Best Buy, and I see Skylanders Trap Team. I'm like, okay. Then I see Swap Force. It's like clearance. So I get Swap Force for like $2. I buy a bunch of Skylanders and start the collection. And him and I used to watch Skylander Boy and Girl. They don't make content anymore. You might know him as FGTV, or I think they got a couple other channels. But so we go on this whole thing, man. So 2014, 15. So then the other one came out, and we buy that, man. So I know y'all like, what the heck is he talking about? So yeah, but just moments with my son, man, that I remember. And I'm like, yo, Dad might have to finish the collection. So I still have them. I still have all of them And I was like, man, should we sell these? But I'm like, no, they memories of his childhood, man. I can't do that. So anyway, Titan says, I respect an all-in move that ends in failure. Just show you're willing to do whatever it takes. Yes, I agree. Believe it or not, I don't fault the Packers for Micah Parsons. I don't. It's crazy. Micah Parsons got hurt. Packers didn't win a game. And when you talk about one guy, that's what you're talking about. And I do not think they made a mistake. I do think it was worth it. And the Packers are going to be a problem. They are. The Bears are going to be a problem. I mean, if we ain't careful, the Minnesota Vikings are going to be a problem. I mean, they were last year, right? So that's another thing too, y'all. Like, the team just has to get better. And I just want my team to feel the same urgency I feel. And to Lion's point, we're in Matt Patricia desperation-esque territory. That's where we are. We are there. If Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell mess this up, it is very telling to me that they don't have an extension. It is very telling. It really is. If he was healthy, they could have won. We lost to a guy with 3 net yards passing. I think that's when I snapped. We sacked him 7 times. He lost 48 yards. He had 51, but had a net total of 3 yards. That was my breaking point. We should hire Bob Quinn back to draft us an O-line. Hey, easy does it. Ain't no lies detected there, bro. Brad, he does have one up on Brad Holmes for sure. So anyway, y'all, appreciate everybody. At the end of the day, it's all love. Whether we agree, disagree, we love it, we hate it. At the end of the day, man, that's what makes fans the way that we are. C. Poole says, I keep hearing Vikings. The Vikings will have a new QB. Well, what's up, Will? That is something we are definitely going to have to keep an eye on. Everybody, enjoy the rest of their day. Make sure if you are in Michigan, man, you gear up. It is people everywhere. Oh, man. Okay, I thought I saw something about Jeffrey Simmons, and I was like, yo, what about him? But no, nothing worth noting. So, yeah. It is snowing again. We have like 7 feet. Yeah, we just got about 4 or 5 inches ourselves, man. So, all right, I'm enjoying the rest of my day. Pistons play tonight at 8. Is it 7 or I think Pistons play at 7:30. So, shout out to the Pistons, man. Do your thing. Pistons Syndicate might come real soon. I don't know if it's going to be run by me or somebody else, but I appreciate you, and I will see you next time.